George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Bothan Jean, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow.
You ready for my review?
Yeah, man, give it to me. Straight, pause.
This nigga must run with trouble.
Right? Because he sounds just like him too, right? Nah, I heard it. I put it on and I started listening to it. It's a great tune. Because everybody know if I don't like your tune, I'm gonna talk about the shit. But I like the tune, man. I like the message in it. It's different because I see a lot of people are putting out Corona tune and this and that and this and that. But I love the message in it, man. It's a good tune. And that's all I want to say. It is.
I respect that, and especially coming from you, because as you said, if anybody knows you, they know that you're gonna give it 100. You're gonna stay 100 with it, you know. And everybody's opinion is valid and important. And
facts. Now, personally, nah, you my boy. But yo, we appreciate you, man. And this tune is wicked. So yo, let's get into the tune, man. Let's get into it. Unbroken, right?
Can you intro the song real quick, bro?
Yeah, man. This is Unbroken, powered by my son, Mr. Saturday, on the intro. Followed up with Malcolm X, and then, my record.
Brand new release right here, Midday Madness, Unbroken by Sizwe C, right?
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Bothan Jean, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. I'm afraid of we, afraid of the one that Marcus Garvey. I'm afraid of we are the new Black Panther party. I'm afraid of we, them kill we mark up and turn
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Bothan Jean, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. I'm afraid of we, afraid of the one that Marcus Garvey. I'm afraid of we are the new Black Panther party. I'm afraid of we, them kill we mark up and turn it. I'm afraid of we, black revolutionary. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We come out to fight on the power. We come out to raise up we hand. We tired of the killing and the beating. Tired of corrupt policeman. 400 years of oppression, and you need still on we neck. Today you know we're not taking that, cause it's now it's going to end. Yeah, we black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. We black, we strong, black power, we taking we grow. one named Marcus Garvey. Them afraid of we. The only new background to party. Them afraid of we. Them kill who we mark up and Tory. Them afraid of we. Black revolutionary. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong.
It sound like the anthem right now.
We black.
It sound like the anthem for 2020 right now.
We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We give praises to we ancestors, and when we make it, we go fight and reason once more. Don't mistake, we taste for fear. You man, we go burn the city down. If they want me prove a point, yeah. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black.
I feel like I'm ready for the revolution right now.
We taking the ground. Them afraid of we. Afraid of the one named Marcus Garvey. Them afraid of we. The only new background to party. Them afraid of we. Them kill who we mark up and Tory. Them afraid of we. Black revolutionary. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the ground.
Yo, sis. Real talk, sis.
No, but seriously,
Yo, sis. Real talk. This song is
that shit is
real
crazy.
powerful, yo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Song real powerful. I feel like it should be like a chant.
Seriously, that shit is
Like at any other protest that we do, I feel like this song need to be playing in the background. Real
Yeah,
talk.
well, you know, that's the whole intent, right? Like, first of all, I wanted to be clear, like, I ain't angry, right? We ain't, you know, like, oftentimes when people say black power, especially when black people say black power, people take that like, oh, you angry. No, we just saying like, yo, we love each other. Like, this is love right here, right? And it is a chant. I wrote it so that like, yo, we can be like outside, just like, yo, we black and we strong, right? And we taking our crown. So you could try and take our lives. You can put your knee on our neck, but guess what? At the end of the day, that guy, whoever it is, or lady, woman, whoever it is, still has her crown, still has his crown. We are still kings, regardless of whatever it is that you try to do. We are still here. 400 years of oppression, and we still here, right? We are still present, you know what I mean? In our glory and in our skin, in our complexion. You dig? So, you know, it's just needed at the moment, and you know, I am glad I was able to be the person or the conductor to bring the message. But the message is just for the people. You know?
No doubt, and I heard everything you said, but fuck that shit. I'm mad, son. But anyway.
Yeah, no. Like, I understand, right? And you have every right to be mad, right? I understand. Nobody can't tell you not to be mad. I'm saying, however, in my chant, in what it is that we screaming, yo, just know, like, if need be, we will burn this shit down, right? Nope. But don't get it twisted, right?
Our people just have to stop being opportunists. That's the problems we have. You know, as soon as they see a big crowd, oh shit, I can steal something. That's not the point of a march. Because back in the days when people were marching, there was no looting and there was none of that. So people.
Well, the thing is that first of all,
all right,
Sam. First of all, right. What has to be very clear is the great minority of the people who was out there looting was black people, right? We got to make sure the narrative is clear, right? All that burning and all that stuff, overturning and all that stuff, that wasn't done by those people in that community. You understand what I'm saying? And furthermore, let me also be clear, right? Every civilization that once lived was looted, right? Our riches were looted. Our shit was taken, right? And they still in them museums today. So I don't want to hear shit about no looting. I don't want to hear none about that. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying I don't want to hear none about that. It's not going to interfere with the message, right? Yeah, it might happen. It happens every now and then. People take or whatever the case is. It's insignificant. What is significant is all the lives that have been taken, right, unnecessarily, right? That is what's important.
True, but we also have to look on another side of it, because when they see it happening and they blame it on us, now they pulling out guns on us and they shooting us. And I know for a fact that a lot of the BLMs that's on buildings and on grounds and written everywhere wasn't done by black people neither. A lot of people coming out of running out of them stores was not black either.
But that's my point. So that's what I'm saying. We got to make sure we change the narrative, right? Because they will have you believing that it's that, oh, we burning shit down. It's not true.
No, it's
right?
not. Oh, blame it on us. You know why they're gonna blame it on us? Because they blame everything on us. So
exactly. So that's why we can't even talk about it. That's why on these platforms we can't even push our mouth to say, yo, y'all got to chill with the looting. We can't do that, right? Because it's not true. It's a false narrative, and that's what they want us to talk about. Right. And that's not what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the injustice. We're going to talk about police brutality. We're going to talk about things that have been happening to us unjustly, right? The rest of that shit is extra books. You play spades, that's extra books, right? So that's how I feel about it.
Our problem is with us as a people is they'll kick down the door, but our dumb ass will run in it. See, that's what we have to understand. So even though we don't want to talk about it, the reason why we have to talk about it because they still blaming it on us when it's not us. So somehow we defend ourselves. And I was happy that there were certain people out there saying that it wasn't us, because there's video out there of cops putting bricks on corners and leaving them shit.
No doubt. And this is why I'm saying that we can.
The problem, we will pick the shits up.
That's a false narrative. It's not true, right? It's not true. Sam, it's not true.
As far as it being a false narrative, is that it's being propagandized like this is what they do, but they're making it easy for them to do, and people are people.
Yeah, but to be fair, don't grab the fucking bricks.
Don't grab the. You have to grab the bricks.
Maybe you shouldn't grab those.
Yeah, maybe.
But listen. Can I just say something? Let me just say this real quick, right?
And that's what I'm gonna say.
Let me just say this, right, Sam? I think you're 100%. I think what you have to say is valid. And I'm not trying to make it not valid, but what I am saying is those people are criminals, right? Like I ain't talking about criminals because there's criminals everywhere, right? There's black criminals, white criminals, criminals everywhere. So I'm not having a conversation about criminality. I'm having a conversation about justice. And you, not you specifically, but media and everybody else who's out there pointing fingers and saying that's us. I'm saying that's not true. I'm not accepting that. I'm not going to let that come out of my mouth or for me to say this is what we need to be doing because we are not doing it. Right?
That's I said they're putting it out but making it look like it's us. That's the difference. And sometimes, like I said, we'll go and we'll say, okay, there's an opportunity to get a TV in it, and we'll do that. I'm not doing that shit.
What I'm saying,
no, you shouldn't do it, but you're not going to do it because you're not a criminal. You think like you're not a criminal. All I'm saying to you is those people who are looting, we can't say, oh, that's us. We got to say those are criminals. I'm not talking to criminals.
Right. I think we're focusing on the few and the few that do the wrong instead of the. Exactly. Our focus shouldn't be us. It should be.
Oh shit!
Put your camera on, Troy. You got to put your camera on. Talk,
Troy. You cheating?
Right. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Right. I think
listen, Troy, you have to put on your camera to talk, or you're going to keep getting muted. That's what I'm telling you. So
it's on. It's on. Okay. Now, I think what I'm. Okay, let me get my point together. I was frustrated about what you just did, but anyway, my point is, let's stop focusing on the few that's doing wrong, and just focusing on how to build and do something positive, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm sick of hearing about protests and all that, unless it has a meaning. Why don't we do something why don't we do something that has some meaning? Instead of actually just protesting, why don't we come together and just keep our hands in our damn pockets and only build with those of us who actually want to build instead of worrying about protesting and carrying on? There was There was a child in DC. He was 1 year old. He was murdered. He was shot in a drive-by. I don't hear any protests about that. So, we can't keep doing this thing where, okay, well, he's white and he did something to somebody black. Let's go protest. We also have to clean up. You have to clean up your front door before you can clean up your damn back door.
Here's the
okay?
thing, Troy.
Okay, well, let me finish. Let me say this. Let me say this because it's all going to come together. I'm just a little frustrated. People talk about killing and all that. There's never the killing that's the problem. It's the fact that when it comes to us, they always get away with the killing, and here's why. We are so unfocused and focused on everything wrong that they can slip anything past us. We have no platform. We really don't do anything with a lot of reason. And that's how they slip past. When we start to build our own platform and stand for ourselves instead of saying, I'm just going to constantly fight them, then we can have a real conversation. Go ahead, Don.
Sis.
Yeah. So, all due respect, Troy.
Yeah.
I respect everybody on the platform, man. Here's the thing. You see, when people say like, I don't see us protesting. First of all, there's a space for protest, right? When done correctly, there's a place for that, and we should utilize it, right? But when people say like, when it's a killing in the Black community, nobody protests. Like, those are two different things. When it's a killing in the Black community, right? That person who killed that little kid is gonna go to jail, right? Eventually, they're gonna find him, right? Matter of fact, he's probably gonna get beat the hell up before he even reaches to the jail, right? But you see, when we're talking about police brutality, right? The argument is not, them white people did something to us, right? It's that the people who are supposed to be holding them justice, right, did something and they're not having to pay for it, right? So yeah, there is an issue with quote unquote so-called black on black crime, right? There is an issue with that. And I say so-called because there's no such thing as black on black crime. But yes, there is an issue, and that is dealt with in the criminal justice system. Those people go to jail. Those people go and do their time, right? But we have an issue right now with police brutality. Whereas, and it's not just right now, it's been since the advent of policing. Since the construction of policing, there has been police brutality amongst our people. And that is what we need to talk about, is that the stuff in the house, we can deal with the stuff in the house.
I get what you're saying, brother, but my point was any wrong that is done to us it doesn't matter by who, should get the same passion. It should get the same purpose. It should get the same drive. It doesn't matter by who or by whom. You should approach it with the same passion, because truthfully, you can't go into a Jewish neighborhood, area, right, the same way you go into a black area. And here's why: they control it. We don't control our areas. We don't police our areas. We don't set a standard in our areas that say you can't terrorize our women. You can't grab our kids and do that. You can't do this or that. People weep and celebrate the drug dealer like he's a hero, right? Why? Okay. At the same time, we got to put the same passion out anytime we see one of us that's poisoning us, the same way that the police is beating the hell out of us and sending us to the grave. They should get the same passion. That's my point.
Yeah, and your point is taken, and I agree with almost everything that you said, right? With the exception is that, in my point, I'm saying that those people, those criminals in our communities who are the drug dealers and who are the ones who's killing, etc., those people go to jail, right? Those people pay for their crimes, right? And they might go to jail 5 and 10 times, but they go in, right? The outsiders within our community, the outsiders who come into the community and who commit these crimes against us are not paying for their crimes. And that is the difference. And so I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying. We do not police our own environments. We don't have control of our local politics. We don't have control over our economics. We don't have control over I think I said policing already, right? And we don't have control over the education, right? As a matter of fact, the black neighborhoods are not even really black neighborhoods. They're just neighborhoods populated by black people. But that's a whole different conversation. Absolutely. I think it's very important though that what happens in our house is dealt with in the house. And anybody who comes within from outside the house and doesn't pay for whatever they've done outside this house, they need to be dealt with, right? And we can't just put it like, well, they have people in our community kill each other too now. Yeah, but those people pay for their crimes. We deal with those people. We do it all the time. These other people who coming outside from outside the community are not paying for their crime. They're not paying for it.
Let's put it real quick, right? The cops that are killing our brothers and sisters in crime. These are the outsiders that Sis is talking about. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I'm gathering from what Sis is saying. That yes, without a doubt, every community have crimes and every community have violence and every community, it's not just black on black, there's white on white, there's Indian on Indian, there's all of that, but it get publicized more when it's black people. And on that, I'm gonna let Crunk got something to say.
I don't know, yo, I'm gonna just keep it funky. I don't know if it's more publicized, but the most common crime is fucking black on black crime. Let's just be real with each other.
Why? Because it's out in the open?
It's not out in the open, it's most.
It's not true. It's just not true.
Coming. Out of every nigga in this room, every nigga in this room has been robbed or attempted to rob, and who was the assailant? A fucking black man. Ain't no fucking white man come up in your face with a gun talking about run your shit, son.
No doubt. No doubt, right? No doubt.
So what I'm saying is, what you're saying, I feel what you're saying, but we just got to be real with ourselves that, unfortunately, it's a common denominator.
I'm hearing an echo. Anybody got it?
It's a common denominator. That's all I'm saying. It's a tragedy that happened. It does happen in other communities. Of course, yes, white people rob other white people. And yes, Indians rob other Indians. And Chinese rob other fucking Chinese because Chinese got gangs just like we fucking got gangs. No doubt. But the most common shit that's going to happen, what I'm saying is the most common shit that's going to happen in a black man growing up in an urban environment is you're gonna be robbed by a nigga that look just the fuck like you. That's but you're gonna experience that. A lot of.
I'm sorry. Family, what's your name, Family King?
Mr. Crunk.
Mr. Crunk. I think what you're saying is true, but the real truth is, right, is that crime is based on proximity, right? So if you live in the hood and it's a black hood, you're gonna get robbed by a black man, or you're gonna get robbed by a black chick, or you're gonna get killed by a black chick, right? Whatever the case is, because it's based on proximity. You go in a white neighborhood, you're gonna get robbed by a white person. You're gonna get killed by a white person. That's just what it is. That is crime. There is no such thing as black on black crime or white on white crime. It's just crime, right? You're not gonna get robbed in the hood by a white dude. Like, it's not happening. Because white people don't live in the hood. They don't live in your hood.
Black on black. That's just my point.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so it can't be black on black, because in the white neighborhoods, it's white on white. And in the Spanish neighborhood, it's Spanish on Spanish. And the Jewish community is Jewish on Jewish. That is crime. Crime is based on proximity. So this is why this idea, that is some European bullshit that they're putting us to say, to repeat. Because you don't never hear nobody talk about no white on white crime. When the truth of the matter is, it's just as if you look at it statistically, go on the FBI on the bureau's page right now and look at the crime statistics. You'll see that percentage-wise, it's like 87% versus 90%. It's like a 3% difference when you're talking about crime.
All right, let me say this. I'm going to take the Lil Wayne approach, just like he said about racism.
Oh, God.
Right? Now, no, I got to say this. I've lived in every goddamn hood in this goddamn world. I ain't never been robbed or nothing. And I'm not saying, because, I'm untouchable. I'm not saying that.
Shatter days. They may know about them time there. You're good.
I mean,
this thing tonight.
I don't know if I feel violated or if I like that shit. Pause. Anyway.
Big pause.
Jeep nigga.
No.
So I'm a little wonder.
Hell yeah, it's okay if you do it. You could go way farther than he went.
Yeah, you could put a finger in there.
No.
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
I don't know.
At first, I was down with what you but now I'm not on your side anymore because I'm worried.
Hey, yo. Pause.
Right. Let me go mute myself.
You can unmute yourself.
A question, or if you have a comment. How do you feel about this, Embassy? We haven't heard from you all day.
Before y'all comment, right, I just want to say, Sis, thank you. This is what we talking about when we talk about the Midday Madness. I love you, King. Keep bringing this kind of energy, son.
Man, fuck Sizwe.
I love the debate.
I'm sorry for saying that to you, Sis. No disrespect. Juicy. Juicy's here, and
Juicy.
And she told me to watch my mouth about Sizwe C. I'm like,
let me tell you something. I love Juicy. Yo. Love her.
Hey, yo, sis.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Now you going to a woman, son.
Gotta give it the Teddy Brooks shot, y'all.
But on a serious note, if you have any questions about the topic or any comment, chime in.
Embassy,
quick.
talk to us, Embassy. Talk to us. What you got to say about what we talking about?
I know Roxy got something to say.
I think I really wasn't into the argument because my honest opinion is that this is a man's argument. It's the black men that are primarily dealing with this injustice. And for you guys to have this conversation amongst each other, discussing what needs to be addressed and et cetera, I think this is a, not that us as women shouldn't care. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that y'all are having a healthy debate about primarily black men. And I want y'all to have that discussion without I'm not going to jump in because it doesn't primarily happen to us. I think some discussions women should stay out of. No, I'm staying out of it.
True, but if the brother asks you, how do you feel about the conversation? You talk and you say what the hell I asked you to do. So what are you talking about? I need you to give us your opinion on this. You know I love you, Roxy, but don't play with me. So now what you got to say, Roxy? Because I need you to tell me how you feel.
I agree with everybody.
Oh, that was a good cop out.
Well, you gave it a way out.
I agree. I agree with all of you. I agree that it's not just a black on black crime. It happens in all neighborhoods, and I agree with I heard everybody. I heard what everybody said, and there's nothing I heard that I said that's absolutely wrong. But I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Right. I agree with everyone.
Right. Is Chocolate Pearl doing fucking? What is she doing? I know, but is she doing finger shit? What is she doing?
She's at work. So
I know, but she doing all this.
She can't talk.
Are you throwing up gang signs?
Oh, she giving you the finger though. She know that one.
Oh yeah, Pearl want me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Embassy.
Oh, you killed her.
Let's play the song.
We black, we strong, black power, we taking we go.
Once again, shout out to Sizwe C. Sizwe, the platform is yours, my brethren. Outro the thing for me now.
Yo, thanks so much, yo. Thank you to the Rasta family. You're welcome, absolutely welcome. And I want to say to everybody in the chat, like, I encourage these conversations. I think it's very important for us to happen, right? Like the young lady, the sister said, she likes the conversation between the men, but it's really a conversation amongst us all because we are all have this one thing in common, and that's the complexion of our skin. And if we don't have our men, we don't have our women. If we don't have our women, we don't have our men, right? I encourage you all to, I encourage everybody, right, to go and really look at the numbers, right? Like they'll go and say Chicago is the #1 murder capital, blah, blah. When you go and look at it, it's not even top 10, right? So there's a machine out there that's really trying to put an image on us that we can't accept, right? Because when those other people go and riot after a hockey game and they go and loot after a hockey game, nobody says anything. They only say, oh, the young people were excited because their team lost. But the narrative is completely different when it's them. So this is why I'm saying that we shouldn't even engage in that conversation. Because we have crime in our communities, but guess what? It's crime in everybody's community. You understand? So when them people out there in them streets, nobody don't say nothing to them, right? So with that being said, again, I encourage these conversations. Anybody, maybe Ras the Fem, you guys can have a platform where, we can come together and talk more about these specific conversations. With that being said, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the record. Thank you for having me on your platform. And we say Black Power, unbroken for 2021. Yeah.
We prove our point. Yeah. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the crown. We black, we strong. Black power, we taking the crown.